Welcome back. On today's episode, we will be tackling the definitive guide to black formal dress shoes. So everything you need to know coming up. I'm Curtis Allen, and I have a passion for making the men of the Great White North look and feel their very best. So join me as we explore menswear in Canada and across the globe. Welcome back to Canadian Formal. I'm Curtis Allen, and I have a passion for making the men of the Great White North look and feel their very best. So today it's all about black dress shoes. Now there are dozens of different styles of dress shoes, and basically all of them come in black. So I have curated it down to the 5 essentials I think every man should have. So let's jump right in. Option number 1 is the patent leather black hole cut. Now, this may not be a style of dress shoe every man has, but every man should have it. Because when it comes to black tie or white tie, nothing beats patent leather, either in a hole cut or as an opera pump. But I think a hole cut is a little bit more versatile than an opera pump. And you know it's a hole cut because it's just got the one seam at the back. Now, custom shoes may not have any seams at all, but if you're gonna buy hole cuts off the rack, they're gonna have the seam at the very back there. But the hole cut gives a beautiful silhouette. It just really elongates the foot and is very clean, very formal, very stylish. But if you're looking for something a little bit more versatile, that'll come with option number 2. Option number 2 is the quintessential black cap-toe Oxford. It is probably one, unlike the hole cut, this is one that every man will have in his closet. Now there's a little bit of detailing along the cap-toe here. You can get that with a straight stitch. You can get a little bit of broguing across there as well. But I wouldn't go with any more broguing than that because then it becomes too casual. So with a black cap-toe Oxford, you've got a very straightforward silhouette. It's a little bit chunkier than a hole cut. It's going to be a little bit more hard wearing than patent leather will be. So you can really do day-to-day operations, whether it's at work, or it can work with black tie as well, as long as you get a nice polish on that cap toe and along the heel cap as well. If you're wearing this in the evening, you want to get it polished up, and we'll be going through polishing and maintenance after we look at these 5 different styles. So do stick around for that. So that's option number 2. Option number 3 is one of my personal favorites, and it is the Derby shoe, the black Derby with a chisel toe. Now, everyone should have a chisel toe in their arsenal. It'll really separate you from all those men wearing round toes. But do be careful, because a chisel toe and a square toe are 2 very different looks, 2 very different styles. It has been a long time since the square toe was in fashion, and hopefully it never will be again. So the chisel toe is a great option because it elongates the look of the foot. It really elongates the whole silhouette from front to back. So you have a little bit of stitching because it's a Derby. It is a great shoe to have in many situations, much like the black cap-toe Oxford. It is a good alternative for that though. Number 4, here we are with the loafer. Very straightforward loafer here, not a horsebit loafer, not a penny loafer. There's no strapping of any kind along the vamp of the shoe. It is just very clean, very sleek loafer. Great for outdoors, if you're going to a picnic, an outdoor work function. It is great to have a loafer in hand, especially if you can find one with a rubber sole to it. The rubber sole will really increase the durability of your loafer. If you wanted to go more formal though, there are many leather-soled options available. But I love the outdoor spring, summer. The traditional loafer is a great way to go. Here we are, the Cap-Toe Spectator shoe. Now, you'll notice it's not completely black, obviously. I wanted to throw in one with a little bit of a pattern, a little bit of a two-toned look to it. So you've got this cotton weave here as it goes up with the Spectator shoe. This is great to wear with a gray suit. If you're wearing all black, this is a great shoe to kind of break that up a little bit. If you have a fabric belt instead of a leather belt, this will play off that very well also. But it does have leather on the cap toe, on the heel cap, and up in the tongue and the lacing system. So it does still have those leather components, and you can shine those up nice and bright to increase the formality a little bit. But this, like the loafer, is great for an outdoor setting or for a more casual, maybe a casual Fridays at work. This is a great shoe for that as well. So with that all said and done, those are the 5 quintessential shoes you should have in black for formal occasions. Obviously, we could have delved much deeper. There are many, many more styles, but I think that really runs the gambit on traditional styles. So let's move now into care and maintenance. Very, very important. All right, welcome to my workbench here, and this is where I do all my shoe care. And let's start by going through the essential items everyone should have for their shoe care. So, here we are. This is my travel shoe care kit, and this one is specifically for black leather. So, let's start by item number 1 here, spray. This is a protective spray for leather as well as suede and nubuck, but specifically more so for leather. There are suede and nubuck specific cleaners or protectants you can get, or cleaners, but this is a protectant here. This is what you want to apply to every single one of your leather shoes. Very, very important. Unless you've got patent leather. Now, I showed the patent leather pair of full cuts, and this is what you would use to take care of that. It is specific for patent leather. Very, very important. It'll help with creasing, it'll help with discoloration, and it will help with any peeling if you've got a particularly old pair. So do keep that in mind as well. But with those 2 sprays out of the way, we've got to look for a conditioner. Now, I prefer Saphir Renovateur. I think most people use the Renovateur by Saphir. It is a great leather conditioner. It'll really allow your leather shoes to last much, much longer. It'll help significantly with cracking or creasing. But what else you need are 2 things. Number 1, you need a liquid polish or a cream polish. Very important. It's not going to give you that super high shine, but it's great for a first coat. What will give you that super high shine, however, is a wax polish. Everyone has seen wax polishes. Wax polishes are great to have, easy to use, and will offer some protection from moisture and rain as well. So do keep that in mind. I use a wax polish on my shoes anytime there's a special event, or if I just haven't polished them in 2 or 3 wears, I will go on with a coat of wax polish. And to put on that wax polish, you need a cotton chamois. Cotton or microfiber will work. I have this black microfiber chamois. It is 10 inches by 10 inches. I wouldn't go any smaller than that, and I wouldn't go any bigger than 12 by 12, because you don't want it too cumbersome. You just want it large enough that you can wrap it around your fingers there and tuck it in, and that'll give you a good spot to put your wax, and you really can work it in from that position. So that is important to have. And the final step would be to take a natural hair brush. Now this is a boar's hair brush, and that is for giving that high kind of parade style shine to your shoes. This would be used after everything else has been used, after your wax polish has been applied, to give it that super high gloss shine, to really make your shoes stand out. So with that, that is the products I would have for conditioning, polishing, and keeping care of your shoes. But don't ever forget the shoe horn. Everyone needs a shoe horn. Shoe horns will help protect the heel cap of your shoes. This is just a little travel one I keep in the bag at all times, in case I'm at a hotel and I've forgotten my main shoe horn. This shoe horn is great to have. And a shoe tree, of course, as well. Always need a shoe tree. Always need a shoe tree. That'll help with creasing more than anything else, is to have a shoe tree. So these are our essential items. And now let's move on to showing you a quick demonstration on how to do a very fast polish on your shoes. So here we are with the loafers. Now I'm going to polish one and show you the difference that a quick polish can make. So let's start with the Renovateur, and we are just going to pop that off here, and we'll be using these polishes as well, so I have them out also. So with the Renovateur, what I like to do is just take a little bit off the cap there. You don't need much, and just kind of dab it around. So I do one section at a time. So this is the vamp I'm doing here. Just a quick little run through. This is not polishing, so don't scrub away. This is just for conditioning, so you just want it into the grain. So we'll do a little bit on the toe and along the side here. And that'll wipe it down nice and easy all along the toe. With loafers, they don't have a lot of protection around the toe, so you really want to focus on that area, because that's where you're going to get a lot of your wear. And the toe is so visible to everyone else that you don't want it looking scuffed. You don't want it looking like it's been around the block a time or two. So you do want to give that a good bit of attention there. So once that's fully applied, then you are done. It is just that simple and easy. And now we use a little bit of liquid polish, and that has a little foam applicator. So you just press it down, and then the foam applicator I just use to spread it. I just use to spread the polish around, and then I use this guy to really work it in. Now this is just a first coat. We'll be going in with a wax polish, and a great tip is to take your hand, and of course you have a shoe tree in because that helps keep the shape, and you just pop your hand right into the shoe there. And what that does is it keeps your hand from getting shoe polish all over it. So you just rub that in there, Focus on any areas that look extra worn to you. And then we go in with the wax polish. The wax polish is great because it's really going to give you that higher shine than any liquid or cream polish would. So, take that, we apply it a little along the toe and along the vamp, and that's when you want to get a little bit more vigorous with it. That's when you really want to work it in, because this is going to be your last line of defense, if you will. So along the top edging here, don't forget that. Don't forget down by where the upper meets the sole as well. Those are areas that get worn quite often also. So you want to really work it in there. And then I always go 2 or 3 coats along the toe and along the heel cap. So you want to keep those areas, especially the toe, keep those areas looking as polished as possible. So just like that, we finish up with the boar's hair brush, and that is going to give you your final little polish, your final shine there. You want to notice here that I am working it all the same direction. You want to work it all the same direction. You don't want to be fighting it back and forth. You're not scrubbing it, you're polishing it. So we're all going in the same direction here. So just like that, you can see the huge difference that just a very, very quick polish can make. And we'll be going into more detail in future videos, showing you a full polish that you would want to perform on a brand new pair or a pair that has been sitting for perhaps a whole season, like boots. And we'll be getting into a more detailed polishing there. So do stay tuned for those. So do like and subscribe if you haven't already. So our next bit of maintenance is going to be lacing. So I've got the Spectator here, and I'm going to show you how to lace up this pair, and I'll be going through another pair as well. So this is just going to be your simple lacing system, very straightforward. I've got a waxed lace here, which you always want with dress shoes, are waxed round or very, very thin flat laces. And so all we're going to do is make sure we've got even length on each side, and then we're just going to do a basic crisscross. Now you want these laces to be anywhere from 27 to probably 34 inches. This lace is 34, and this is only a 4 eyelet shoe. So this is going to be a little bit longer than you might need, but 34 is a good length for 5 to 6 eyelet shoes. And you just crisscross back and forth, very simple, very easy. I'm sure you've done it a million times, but this is going to lead us into our next style of lacing. So you want to have 6 to 8 inches of length at the end to actually tie it with. So you don't want to be struggling, you don't want to be wrenching on the laces just to get them long enough to tie. You really want to make sure you have enough lace there. So here we are, and then you can do a simple tie on that. But you want to replace your laces probably every 12 to 15 wears, or if the egglet, which is the little plastic piece or maybe metal piece in your case, if this starts to fray or tear, you want to replace it then as well. So that was number 1. Let's move. Now this one's going to be a little bit more detailed. So here is the cap toe black Oxford. And so we're going to go with what's called a bar lacing system. So what you want to do is take one end, put it through. Now I like to work it actually to the inside of the foot. So you put it through the lower eyelet, and you either pull it all the way to the top eyelet, or in this case, there is a little notch there where you can poke it through, and that will help keep the tongue in place. So if you can see there, that little piece of material to keep the tongue in place. And you want to pull it through and then put it through the very top. Now, this is very important, the length you keep, because this is going to be its total length. So you want to work about 5 to 6 inches so that you have its total length there, because that's not really going to move very much. So you take the long end and you pull it across to the other side's lowest eyelet and pull it all the way through. And you see how you get that first bar. And then you put it through the second eyelet. And once you do this a few times, it'll get much easier, but you pull it through and then through the second eyelet on the inner side, pull that tight, and that gets you your second bar, which is why it's called a bar lacing system. So then we do the same thing through and through, so you're going through the same numbered eyelet on both sides. So that's 3 and 3, 4 and 4, and this is a 6. This is a 6 eyelet system here. So this is a perfect length, being 34 inches for this. And then I'll show you how we tighten it or loosen it from here, because it's just going to be the one side of the lace really being tightened or loosened. So we pop that through, give it a little bit of give there, and then you pull that all the way up, and there you go. You've got, this can be loosened this way, so you just pull the bars out, and that's going to allow you to have that looser finish there. And then we've got them pretty close. If you do need to lengthen the one side, you actually pull the bottom bar, and that bottom bar will help you lengthen the one side. So do keep that in mind there, and then you just lace up from there. So that is the bar lacing system. Very, very important. Great for Oxfords, hole cuts, any ultra formal shoe will have that bar lacing system. So I hope you have learned something today and had as much fun as I have. So this concludes the episode on black formal dress shoes. Do stay tuned for future episodes, including our continuing series on outerwear accessories. I'm Curtis Allen, hoping you will stay stylish.